Now, during yesterday's Comey hearing, a lot of us expected Donald Trump to be on a Twitter tear, like he had promised, but he was strangely silent. Now, it turns out there's a reason for that silence. Now, see, anticipating an inevitable angry tweet storm, some of his aides made sure that Donnie wasn't anywhere near a television. Interesting. Now, the Daily Beast explains. White House aides breathed a collective sigh of relief as Comey wrapped up his public testimony in the early afternoon. Not only did the hearing go far better for the president than most expected, but Trump, whose unilateral public outbursts have been a constant source of frustration for White House senior staffers, managed to behave himself and instead let the RNC outside allies and his son, Donald Jr., attack Comey for him. Trump wouldn't even comment on Comey's testimony when asked directly at an afternoon event on federal infrastructure policy, only smiling through pursed lips, according to a White House pool report. Oh, that's interesting. So he was even asked about it, and he's like, I'm shutting my mouth, I'm shutting my mouth, I'm not going to say anything, I'm not going to say anything. My aides told me not to, okay? They told me not to say anything about this, because I'm going to go off the rails. Fascinating. Really fascinating. I'm amazed. And I'm not the only one amazed. His staff is amazed. Now, Daily Beast writes, it was merely a few hours of good behavior from the president, and yet Trump's advisors, who are used to a president regularly and publicly undercutting them, are celebrating. Now, look at this. One senior official told the Daily Beast, quote, I just hope the lesson sinks in. You have your attack dogs. Let them do their thing. Not everything has to be live tweeted. So let me put this in context, okay? So the one time he doesn't go on an unhinged Twitter rant, that is cause for celebration. Oh, how low the bar is. Talk about low expectation, guys. That's what we have for the president. Okay. But of course, when you have the man-child in charge of the most powerful country on earth, you got to lower the bar. And lower it they did. And for the first time, he met that bar. Congratulations. Oh my God. Good work, Donnie. Good work. White House administration officials, who all spoke in the condition of anonymity in order to speak freely, were gleeful that the president managed to clear the very low bar of not directly attacking Comey on Thursday morning, which was a very real concern among Trump's political inner circle leading up to the televised testimony. Legitimately surprised, impressed, great, hallelujah, one senior aide remarked. I feel as if we can finally exhale. I feel if I can, like I can finally exhale. The stakes here were massive, and it went about as well as it could have, the senior administration official told the Daily Beast. Another official simply sent a message for the Daily Beast using the raising hands emoji. Hey, man, that would be funny. Because, again, they're taking a couple of hours. Like, oh, my God, Trump didn't tweet something stupid today. Thank God. Again, low expectations, right? And it would be funny if it weren't incredibly sad. They're celebrating the fact that Donald Trump didn't attack anybody on Twitter or made an ass of himself for one day. So how did they accomplish this? And this is the best part. Now, for one, they actually did something that makes sense. They treated it as if there was nothing special about the day, where many had dubbed it hashtag Comey Day. Okay, yeah, no, there's no problem with that, actually. Go ahead, Comey, do your thing. That's how a normal campaign would play it. Like, yeah, no big deal. What? We didn't do anything wrong, so go ahead with your little testimony, okay? But we're not going to be bothered. We're actually working on the country, doing stuff for the country. Hey, man, that's the right way to play it. If you're going to play it anyway, that's the right way. So they did good on that. Now, Sarah Huckabee Sanders told reporters that she's like, hey, man, I didn't even look. This thing doesn't matter at all. I don't even think Donald Trump watched it. That's how, that's how much we didn't care. That's how much nobody cared. It was just a regular Thursday at the White House. Now, of course, that's not entirely true. Basically, it's distract, distract, distract. And for the love of God, keep him away from the television. Dear God. Trump's schedule on Thursday included a speech to the Faith and Freedom Coalition. a conservative Christian group that coincided with the tail end of Comey's testimony. The president's appearance at the event was scheduled on Tuesday, right after the Intelligence Committee had publicly announced Comey's appearance. That was planned. That was planned. You know it. Like, when's Comey going to make his announcement? When is he going to do his hearing? Okay, good. Ooh, okay, schedule Donald Trump to be here at this time doing this, okay? And make sure he is nowhere near the Twitter or TV. The timing and Trump's participation in other events and the meetings throughout the day prevented Trump from watching all of Comey's testimony or cable news coverage of the event and publicly venting his ensuing frustrations. The art of keeping the president doing busy work has become common practice for Trump's senior staff to try to keep the president from acting in a self-destructive manner on Twitter or angrily watching too much cable news. This is what you do for a 5-year-old, not a 70-year-old man who happens to be the president of the United States. That is not what you do. That's not what you have to do. But here they are. Okay, keep Donald away from the TV. Here, make him do stuff. Okay, distract him. He likes speaking. He likes talking about himself. Let's get a friendly crowd. Let's have him speak at the Faith and Freedom conference. He should have a fun time there, and he won't be on Twitter, and he won't be watching Comey. Great, do it. In fact, one senior Trump administration official said, quote, "They stacked Trump's schedule today. He was at a scheduled event, but looking at the rest of the day, it does seem like they're keeping him away from the TV." Of course they're keeping him away. That's the whole point. Keep him away from Comey, from the Comey hearing, and keep him away from the coverage of Comey. Because if he watches that, that's it. You're done. And they do that is because he can't control himself. These aides, I swear to God, they are becoming more babysitters than anything. And when you think about it, the reality of this, it's super depressing. Now, what's more depressing for the aides is that they can try, but they can't keep him away from the Twitter forever. Advisors and senior staffs know that a quiet, reasonably behaved President Trump only lasts for so long. After all, the president never stays off Twitter for long and doesn't seem to care about the real-world consequences or self-inflicted wounds. One White House official specifically mentioned that they were concerned how the president could react online to the next Fox and Friends episode if a Comey-related segment on the show upsets him while he is supervised. The senior Trump aide that they talked to before said, quote, "He did it. Now let's see what happens in a few hours when he's bored and alone and the TV is on." Let's see what happened. Well, this was written yesterday. And sure enough, Fox and Friends this morning at 6 a.m., Donald Trump logged back into Twitter and tweeted this, quote, "Despite so many false statements and lies, total and complete vindication, and wow, Comey is a leaker." He is back. Now, on that, Comey leaked his own notes. But again, he was watching Fox and Friends. So, ridiculous, right? By the way, leaking your own notes to your friend to release them later to the press, not a crime. Looks like that respite from him tweeting out stupid things seems to be rather short-lived. And we'll see what kind of ridiculous stuff that he has to say in the next few days. Should be a lot. And it should be very, very interesting.